beside the abuse that you dealt with, what was the strangest thing that you saw while on the island?
Well, I've said it before, I saw Epstein shapeshift into another creature. It was like he almost turned into like a dragon, like devil alien. And, people have questioned me about this, and they're like, maybe those people drugged me, or maybe I was traumatized. I know what I saw. I was looking at it. It was when I was taken into the bedroom with him, and then like just after he was like orgasming, I looked away, and then I looked back at him, and then suddenly it wasn't him anymore. It was like this big sorry, he had like a big head with like big alien eyes, and like big black eyes, and I was like, it was very, very frightening. Okay, and like to my knowledge, I wasn't drugged, but again, the thing is, I saw him turn into something else in front of my eyes, and then I looked away, and then I looked back, and it was him again. But I saw him. It was not him. When I looked back, and obviously, don't do drugs, But like on the rare occasion where I have tested the drugs when I was young, I never saw anyone turn into anything. But I saw him turn into something else in front of my eyes, and it was very frightening.
Did you feel like that other thing was an alien or a demon?
At the time, I couldn't even put it all into perspective because I was so traumatized with the whole situation. And, I never even like mentioned this, or like years later, my mom's a very spiritual person, and she started looking to David Icke, and she mentioned the reptilian theory. And then I was like, like maybe that's what I saw. But, I could never really explain what I saw, but I saw it very obviously. And like I've said many times, I'd like to be lie detected on this. I'd be very willing to do a lie detector test on what I saw him turn into.
Was there any other like supporting, behavior that he did, or things that you saw or experienced that made you say, yeah, this guy's not human?
Yeah, well, when I was taken to New Mexico, I went out to have a cigarette the one night, and then I saw like a UFO in the sky. It was very creepy. That's the day I also met Michael Bay, and there were these three like lights in the sky, like a triangle, and and it's like nothing I've ever seen in my life. And I was just like, I got locked out of the house. And then, I've got that flashback waking up in a lab with a female doctor and 6 people in hazmat suits working. And, I've been speaking about this for many years. Well, the thing is, I suddenly woke up, my eyes opened, and I was like, strapped down on a table. I was paralyzed. I wasn't even strapped. I couldn't move. But my eyes opened, and I couldn't talk. But my eyes moved around, and I just saw these people, 6 people, like 3 down this side and 3 down that side, like in hazmat suits, and they were very tall, but they had like, like a white suit with a black thing here, so I couldn't see them. But then a female doctor that I saw quite clearly, she was like a very like good looking woman with like her hair was tied back, and she came to me and she said, don't worry, everything's okay. And then I went out again like that. So I was conscious in this place for about like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? And it's such a again, I would like to be lie detected on this as well. And I'm just so with the files coming out, people say, do I feel vindicated? No, because it's so horrible what they've done. Like I wish that it wasn't true. Sorry.
What do you think they were doing to you when you were on that table?
I think they were taking my eggs, and I think they're also doing sort of experiments or something. Because like I said, when I got back from there, I wasn't okay. I was hospitalized with panic attacks, like at least 10 times.